So there it is, DIY ammo cabinet. Cabinet was about 90 bucks at Tractor Supply. Got it new. I would suggest looking for one used on the marketplaces. Carpet was about 25 bucks. I don't remember exactly. It's 5 cubic feet, and I still had quite a bit left over. So the dimensions of the cabinet, this is 12 inches by 18 inches. It's about 6 cubic feet total interior dimensions. This is a 10 gun cabinet. All the gear for the lights, motion sensor, battery power, all that was about 35 bucks. Spray adhesive was like 11 bucks. This handle, I added this handle on the door. That was about 3-4 bucks, I think. I mean, the feet, you know, that's kind of unique for me, but you don't have to put feet on it. That was about 6 bucks, I think, for the hardware for that. I'll be showing you guys a budget ammo cabinet build. This cabinet I got from Tractor Supply. Brand new, it was 90 bucks on sale. But you can find these used on Craigslist, you know, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. I just wanted a strong and secure ammo locker. Because of the current political situation, most of these types of items have been purchased in the used market, so I had to go look for the cheap option on the new. This specific one is a smaller one that you can pick. They have a snap-on that have a lot of similar sizes of these. So some of the stuff I'm going to be doing is kind of some Gucci stuff that you don't necessarily have to do, and I'll go over the prices for everything as well, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do for yours. But anyway, stay tuned. Some of the things I plan to do here, these actually came with it, and it's supposed to basically bolt down on the back to kind of support the rifles if they were in there. However, I don't plan on having any rifles stored in here. I may have some pistols stored in here, and I'm probably going to repurpose these to use as a pistol holder, maybe to put on a top shelf up here, but I'm not sure. I'll see how that goes. So some other game plans that I have for here, I'm gonna have a motion sensor LED light strip, which will be tacked all around the inside of the opening. So whenever I open up the door, the lights come on, and it's battery powered because there's no opening, as you can see, for any power or accessories that come through here. So it's a battery powered motion sensor LED light strip. I'll show you guys how to build all that. And that whole setup for lights and battery powered hub and a motion sensor is about 35 bucks if you get the stuff on Amazon. It's a little cheaper if you get it off of or at Home Depot. But another plan is to have several shelves. I'm not sure exactly how many I'm gonna put in yet. At least 4, maybe 6 shelves through this whole thing. And I'm also gonna line the entire interior with carpet, as well as all the shelves will be carpet as well. So here's the carpet I plan to use. I got this stuff from Home Depot. It is $4.50 per square yard. So 3 foot by 3 foot section is $4.50. I got 5 feet wide by 12 feet long, and I believe it was like 23 bucks for the whole roll. This is a 1 by 12, 6 foot sections. Got 2 sections of it just because I didn't know exactly how many shelves I would want. So one 6 foot section is going to produce 4 shelves for this cabinet, with the width being 18 inches wide by 11.5 inches deep. But I didn't know if I would be happy with 4 shelves. I wanted at least 5 or 6 probably, so I just got a second board. These are $14 a piece at Home Depot. They have some other nicer wood options out there, and MDF is obviously a little cheaper than this, but I wanted actual wood, and this is what I decided to go with. And I just got some multi-purpose spray adhesive to attach the carpet into the cabinet. Initially, since my garage is kind of uneven, since it's tilted to drain any kind of water towards the outside, I was just going to get some shims and basically just set the cabinet on top of the shims. However, I decided I wanted it to be a little bit nicer, so I got these. Basically, you drill a hole, kind of like nut certs on this plastic thing. I looked for the metal ones at Home Depot, however, I couldn't find them. I didn't want these plastic inserts since it's going to be ammo. It's probably going to be pretty heavy. So I got some other hardware to do a makeshift nut cert. Basically, I'm going to have a wing nut on the outside of the cabinet and a nylon locking nut on the inside with some pretty wide washers. I wanted to get the widest washers I could find to help distribute the weight amongst the 4 feet. But I got this pack. I think this was like $5 or $6, and you know, assorted hardware. If you're able to find the nut certs for this, it'd probably be better. The ones that when you tighten it kind of collapses the sleeve of this onto the actual sheet metal. But I wasn't able to find those, and this was still pretty cheap. So I got these specifically to help level the cabinet once it's on my floor, so that way it's not kind of tilted to one direction. So what I've done over here, you can see there's a factory hole up here. Same thing over here, but there's not any holes drilled in the bottom. So what I'm gonna do, basically put a nut on first, and then since the nut I have is just a little bit too small to get a good purchase on this opening, I put a smaller washer on first, and then I have a larger washer to help distribute the weight more evenly that I put on. And then I basically put this on, and then I have a large washer on the inside as well to kind of help sandwich the metal. And I'm planning on kind of spacing the washer so it's sticking out just a little bit, so that actually the weight from the corners and the edges are resting on the washer. I was initially going to do it like this, but I was a little bit nervous with the weight of all the ammo inside that it might start to bend this metal since it's already weak with the hole that's there. So I'm deciding to go ahead and kind of put the washer just on the edge, so that way it kind of helps support from all directions. You can see here I've got all the carpet in on the inside, and I've also got the feet. You can see how these feet are. Since my garage tilts towards the garage door, you can see that foot is a lot farther unscrewed than that foot is. I'm also going to use 2 anchor bolts up here just to hold it up into the wall to keep it from wanting to tilt forward. Next thing I'm doing is I just cut these 1-inch sections, painting these. These are going to be some of the supports that the shelves sit on. So these are the supports that are going to be on the right and left. I still have to cut the 1-inch sections that go across the back. Here it is, first 2 shelves installed. For me, I wanted really narrow shelves so I could stack a lot of different ammo and not have to worry about the weight collapsing the shelves. Plus, I like to use kind of a shelf as like a divider, so I have a lot of reloading bullets and projectiles that I'll probably keep in here as well, along with some ammo. So I'm planning on having 6 shelves going up. I'm going over the components that are required to cheaply and effectively light your safe or gun cabinet. This is going to be going in a budget build that I'm doing for an ammo cabinet, so let's get to it. These things, this is just basically, in this case, goes to this battery pack. Basically, all it is it takes AA batteries, 8 of them, and it converts it and gives me this 5.5 by 2.5 millimeter male connector. So be looking for that. So the actual one that I got isn't really important. What's important is you get the DC 5.5 by 2.5 millimeter male connector. Any kind of power source you have, it could be a rechargeable battery, it could be AAA, it could be any kind of batteries, but you just want a case that holds some kind of power source and it converts it into a 5.5 by 2.1 millimeter male connector. All of the electronic stuff I'm going over now cost me about $35 on Amazon, so just kind of look around for whatever's the cheapest out there, if that's what you're going for. But you can see it's just an on-off switch here and a male connector here. So after that, so this guy goes to that. Then it's going to plug directly in to the female connection here, just like that, for this PIR motion sensor. Again, if you look down here, it says cable, gives you the cable length, and there's that connector again, 5.5 by 2.1. So that's really what you're looking for, is just these real generic connectors. It can be any motion sensor you want. Again, this is a cheap one. Like I said, I paid 35 bucks for all of this stuff. So we have a power source, we have the motion sensor, which will then turn on power to the LED strip, which is what I have here. You can see it's 16.4 feet of lighting, which is more than enough. Here's some more details of it. Operating temperature, 15,000 hour live, and it comes in a roll like this. And there's another one of those female 5.5 by 2.1 connectors, which the male end of the motion sensor plugs directly into this. The way that this circuit works, we have a power source like I went over. It goes into a motion sensor, which goes into the lighting strip. And these lights, they're just white lights. You can get the colored lights if you want, but they're a lot more expensive. This is a 16.5 feet roughly of lights, and these are cuttable. You can see there's those copper points on the strip itself, so you can actually cut in the line in between those and use that as a connection point. You see there's little scissors, and there's positive and negative sign right there. So what you want to do, so for example, my ammo case that I'm building is 16. I'm gonna have a rectangular build of these lights. It's going to be 16 inches across the top and bottom, and 51 inches across the left and right. And another benefit to these cheap lights is some of them have adhesive backs on them already. So I'm planning on just sticking this on the inside panel, all the way around the inside of the actual safe, or the gun cabinet or ammo cabinet, so that way they're out of the way, and every time you open up the door, the light comes on. But to do so, you know, there's going to be some 90-degree angles in there, and it's just, you know, it's not really efficient to try and like kind of around the 90-degree corner try and do this, or, you know, whatever the case may be. If you can get these little lighting LED strip connectors, Lighting Will, I guess, is the company that licensed these or whatever, who knows. But this is what the connectors look like. So they're 90-degree connectors, and what these do on this lighting strip here, like I was talking about those positive and negative copper connection points right there, you cut, you know, to length, whatever it might be, and you can see these. This is about a 2-inch section right here, so you can make roughly what size you need pretty accurately with these. But once they're cut, you know, let's just picture that being cut, you're going to slide that piece in under the connector here, so it's a metal on metal contact, and then clip this down. So this is a efficient way and a clean way to actually have a 90-degree angle without putting any stress on the adhesive on the back of this strip. And again, like I said, all of this stuff was 35 bucks off of Amazon. Here's an example of the little 90-degree elbows I was talking about. I'm going to turn on the power supply. Again, take note of the positive and negative terminals on the strips. You can see I have the positive on the outside connector on both strips, and the negative on the inside connector on both strips. You can see here these two blue squares on the actual circuit board. The top one is for sensitivity, and the left one is for delay time. Basically how far away the motion sensor will actually pick up movement, and then the left one, the delay time, is how long it'll stay lit once it turns on. If you look in this box on here, delay time, clockwise adjustment reduces delay time, so counterclockwise increases it, and the sensitivity clockwise increases the sensor distance, and counterclockwise will decrease the sensitivity. So I got this set up. Once it detects movement, it will remain lit for roughly 2 minutes before it shuts itself off. Got all the lights off in the garage. Finally got this all finished up. The only thing that's left is to drew 2 anchor bolts into the wall back here to keep it just a little bit more secure and keep it from tilting. It's pretty well leveled out and it's pretty sturdy, but open it up, the lights come on. Pretty Gucci'd out, little cheap ammo cabinet. You don't have to use this many shelves if you don't want. However, I wanted this many. And don't be like me, stuff like this drives me crazy. All these, the lines, every single one of these shelves, the lines are going this way. Except stupid me cut the last shelf with the lines going this way. You can see here. So stuff like that bugs me, but if you're gonna do it, don't do that. So also I need to get some Velcro just to stick to the carpet. You know, this is the battery pack, the power pack. It's gonna be up here. And then I'm gonna get some kind of, here's the motion sensor. I'm gonna get some kind of L bracket or something. I don't know, maybe keep this up down here, maybe up on the top up here. I'm not exactly sure exactly where, but you know, something along those lines, just kind of out of the way of everything, and something that'll be able to pick up the motion when I open up the door. So there it is, DIY ammo cabinet. Cabinet was about 90 bucks at Tractor Supply, got it new. I would suggest looking for one used on the marketplaces. Carpet was about 25 bucks, I don't remember exactly. It's 5 cubic feet, and I still had quite a bit left over. So the dimensions of the cabinet, this is 12 inches by 18 inches. It's about 6 cubic feet total interior dimensions. This is a 10 gun cabinet. All the gear for the lights, motion sensor, battery power, all that, that was about 35 bucks. Spray adhesive was like 11 bucks. This handle, I added this handle up on the door. That was about 3-4 bucks, I think. I mean, the feet, you know, that's kind of unique for me, but you don't have to put feet on it. That was about 6 bucks, I think, for the hardware for that. So yeah, there she blows.